Yeah, this is basically decided. We are going democratic uber industrial mad powerhouse. Chat has spoken. So we need to do the national bank. We probably want to liberalise the banking sector. We will need to decide between supporting Cadillo or not. Institutional revolution. Ooh, trade deal opinion factor. That's actually really good because it means that more people buy our goods. Huh. Which means more factories. And Royal Dutch Shell just because of your everlasting patriotism to the home country. Possibly. Maybe. I think there was some bias in that poll. Nah. That one's support for underlined. There's actually quite a few choices about who we want to have. Callistas, that was the slower buildy stuff, wasn't it? Yeah, we want to get rid of that soon. Oh, that just gives us the political advisor, daily support for unaligned. That's less interesting to me. I'm actually really tempted by FM Maximo. Because that will mean that we actually get plus 10 political power gain, while exiling him gets nothing. Except for the daily democracy support, that's true. But then again, we do get Escobar as the genius mechanized, and if we have the industry, then we can absolutely use that. So it's basically 10% political power versus a genius motorized. No, we're going to have to exile Calais. And that's just one of the following, so this doesn't actually lock anything out. It's just that if we don't go for that, then we do lock these two out. And that's going to allow us to get rid of the tensions, like, super quickly. So I think we're going to do Agua Prieta first, and then we're probably going to exile him. We start relatively democratic. Are there any built-in changes that aren't? Do we get any national spirits that build in democracy? Yes, this one does. So exile Calais, control the army, anti-disestablishmentarianism, rewrite the constitution. We're going to have a strong church based on this, which is going to reduce the factory output, but it will increase stability. And stability itself increases factory output, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. And then, yeah, that makes us radical Democrats. So we're also going pro-Marco Colombo here. Let's do it. The revolution against Diaz and the vicious infighting afterwards lasted a decade. When the dust settled, the victorious northern generals met at Agua Prieta, Sonora, to lay out the plan for Mexico's future. They are a populist clique of modernizers and secularizers, or else a confederation of caquis, little better than bandit lords dividing their spoils, depending on one's perspective. Begin. Alright, then we're also going to start building stuff. I'm assuming that we are civilian economy. Civilian economy still does not have a penalty to infrastructure, so we're going to start with that. Where is the most built up? Here in the center, although all the factories are already built. So we probably want to go... Whoa, no, don't do that. I'm so used to playing Civilization, I'm using the wrong hotkeys again. Okay, we're good. I think we may actually want to build you up, because that's also going to increase our oil production. Unless, of course, that's one of the oil... Yeah, that's owned by the Americans. Do we own any of our own oil? No. It's all Americano. Okay. 2 technologies. Well, we're definitely probably taking construction. Let me just double check there's no focuses for industry early on. No, there isn't. Yeah, we're going to have to go down the banking sector. As much as I would absolutely love to get this captain of industry, because they are by far and away my favourite political advisor, I'm not sure that we can really afford to. Well, we can just not get the national spirit at the bottom. That's true. Research. Let's do that. Let's see what troops we have. Quite a few. Start you guys drilling. Navy. Do we have a navy? We have 6 ships. We have a heavy cruiser and 5 destroyers. I mean, you may as well drill. We have some oil. Air Force. We do have an Air Force, and I'm going to scrap it straight away. Well, am I? No, you guys can all drill. Let's see how this does for my oil supply. So one of the things I have noticed immediately that's a different in this update. Fuel gain per oil, minus 40%. With a civilian economy, you are hugely penalized for oil production. And you remain penalized until war economy. That's a change. That did not used to exist. Fuel capacity was there, but not the fuel gain per oil. Which is one way of decreasing the power of nations like the USA. Alright, generals. So we do have Cardenas, who is himself a field marshal. So actually, let's set up a field marshal and put both of you under him. And then let's put Cardenas in charge of that. He is politically connected, so he has cheaper stuff. Then of our generals... a 4222, a 4123, 2233, etc, etc, etc. You are an infantry officer. I do like the idea of an infantry officer being our main commander right now. Heliodoro Caris. Definitely sounds like the right choice for that. And then this one should probably be, if we have one, motorized or mechanized, or just someone who is better at attacking. When you are a 4-2, so we could do the 4-1. I also like the fact that you have decent logistics. Do that. Viva Mexico! Viva Mordred! Alright. Let's check to see what decisions we have. The Second Cristero War. We have to be an atheist state to do that. And this will allow me to have a religious insurrection. Second Mexican Revolution. Which is an atheist resurrection in the Codillo Rebellion. Ah, I see. If not completed in 150 days, then his tensions become high. So I assume you have like a year to resolve him. And then we have the church power modifiers. Propaganda, political actions, those are pretty standard. So transfer land to the church would mean that we have a more assertive church. Nationalize the lands would mean we have less of a church. The Cristero fighter gives us a little bit of war support. It can only be done when we are powerful. Assassinate the Cristero traitor also gives us war support and can only be done with the atheists. Attend public mass. stability. Prosecute the clergy, stability. Reconciliation committee, gain stability, lose war support. Have to have more than 10% war support to do it. And then incite tensions is the same. So no, it's the opposite. Alright then. Let's take a look at the political advisors. So we have Eduardo Hay, who can give us a little bit more of a trade deal opinion. Which again might not necessarily be a bad idea. Especially if we get that plus 20%, which we do, don't we? I'm trying to see who our leader is. Yeah, if we get institutional revolution. 40% support for the PLC. PLC are the Democrats. And if we do that, then Cardenas becomes the leader and we get that trade deal opinion. So if we do that plus the other 5%, then people are going to want to buy our stuff a lot, which means we could potentially get access to a lot of factories. The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in Mexico? Helson got further than you expected, Marshal. It's a little known fact, the Aztecs were actually a long-lost expedition from the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Oh, the other thing I haven't checked is my production, because... Oh! We actually have decent planes. Although we're not producing any because we have no goods, so let's just stop that. Those are actually half decent, crikey. Alright, so we've done the plan. Now we need to choose which direction we want to go. Do we want to exile Calais? Which I'm pretty sure we want to do. Oh, and that's plus 15% stability. I had not even noticed that. Yeah, I think we want to exile him. Just going straight in with this. The former president, Plutarco Calais, served his term between 1924 and 1928. His misrule incited the Cristero War and countless minor rebellions. Now he seeks to dominate President Cardenas as he controlled the last few puppet presidents. Cardenas has shown his democratic mandate, his own plan for the future, and Calais needs to leave for the sake of the stability of Mexico. When your plane tech is better than your small arms tech. But all that drug trafficking helped with that aspect. Yeah, you could say that we have some experience in the air. Oh good, we get decent fighters. That's useful. Actually, is that one that's locked behind something? It is, isn't it? Yep, we need aviation workshops for that one. We need Gulf or Pacific workshops. Oh! So the tank designer is generic. And we're probably aligning with America. So we can get the reliability and soft attack. Although actually the Russian ones are the best. Reliability plus 10%. So that's one reason to go with the USSR. In Spanish, when you see two L's next to each other, it's pronounced like an E. Okay, thanks. So, KS. K-sign Slinky. Nationally, Spain declared war on Spain. That feels really early, though I don't think it actually is. We can't send volunteers to either side, can we? Even though we are not in the least bit anti-fightiness. A civil war has erupted in Spain. Several generals seeking to overthrow the current government in Madrid have issued a procedimiento, and a large portion of the Spanish armed forces have answered their call to arms. We are losing fuel reserves right now. Although not a lot. Main thing I don't want to be losing on is guns, however. Let's take a look at the Mexican Armada. Glorious. Oh, do we have any admirals? That's a good question. We have Othon P. Bianco Nunes de something. And we have Hyberto Haracorona. And we're going to go with Corona. One, because he's named after a beer, or a beer is named after him. Media personality is not terrible. Unlike Old Guard, which is. Alright, so we have exiled Caius. I think it's time that we purged the bureaucracy. Well, that actually, hang on, that just got rid of the Caius. That did not get rid of the Cudillo. And Cudillo is the thing which is ticking up here. And then the Cudillo tensions are on this side. So if we neutralize him, we gain a bit of war support. And if we keep him, we get a division attack bonus. And Cudillo becomes a field marshal. Right, let's get the National Bank and then start working on that. Because I don't think we need to do these just yet. Yeah, because he's military high command. He is chief of army, so they are different things. Let's do it. Formed in 1925 to rebuild an economy shattered by civil war, Banco de Mexico is our lender of last resort, issuer of currency and investor in all manner of ventures for the interest of the state. Do it. Because when this happens, then the tensions will become high, and I'd kind of like to avoid that if we can. Although we may have gone a little bit too quickly for Caius there. Oh no, both of these are just 35 days. We could do it, 70 days. Boom. It'll be low, then it'll hit medium again. That's fine. What happened to the American Fascist run? Finished it. End of last session. We successfully invaded and took, spoilers, China. The Soviets were destroyed by the Central Powers. But the Central Powers had exhausted, like, all of their manpower at the time. Were they destroyed by the Allies? I don't even remember. So this game's set to historical and non-historical. Non-historical, but not random. Which means it's going to have a more reasonable outcome than just everything going completely bonkers. How's the construction going? It's going. And once that's done, I think that, and then that. Just going for the places with the most factory potential. I like the completely bonkers one though. I have an idea of another completely bonkers one that I want to do, but I wanted to play through Mexico first, just so we can get the ideas done. Okay, so we are going to do the banking sector. As much as I would really like to have this guy, I just don't think it's gonna work. So if you go this path, how do you get rid of Cordillo tensions? Oh. It's this Cardenas who has the infrastructure bonus. I misread that. It's the same bloody guy, but he gets different bonuses depending on which side he supports. So the refounder of Mexico gets stability and trade deal focus, while it's actually the party of the revolution who gets the infrastructure and construction. So that's civilian construction. That's 10%. That's 20%. That can go either way. Huzzah! Ballin' Stalin, thank you very much. Sorry. Buy-in Styin, thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate that. 4 months now. Nice one. So where are they? Colombo has infrastructures. The Democrats have 10%. And this changes the leader of the Democratic Party. So I guess you'd want to go down the Catholic politics and then this one? Except no. This is only available if you haven't done Catholic politics. Oh, hang on. These bits don't actually lead to this. Oh. I completely misread that. There's no line connecting this. I think these should be a slightly more offset from this. Okay, so we probably won't get down this far. We'll get to social... No, we won't, because Catholic politics is actually just going to be locked off. See, that's... I was reading that as being... Actually, the communists are going to be better builders. And it also means that we get access to the Soviet tanks. Damn it. And we definitely want the professional army, which requires both of these. Oh, that makes tensions go low. Oh, that's a 70-day though. So we need to do something which reduces the tensions. I just don't know how to remove it when you go... Socialist. I didn't lie. I just didn't read it properly. Didn't realise this was an either-or. And I also didn't realise that there were two different Cardenases. In which case, I am much less interested in this option. Kind of more interested in the Party of the Revolution now. Ah, I see. We have to do that one or that one. Okay. I'm going to go against the will of the people here. I'm going to go socialist. And if it ends up with Trotsky eventually, then great. But I'm not specifically going to go for it. Everyone's doing the communists, though. Yeah, I know. No, because half the strength here is the agricultural credit bank. Because I want the agricultural credit bank, I also want Party of the Revolution. I don't really care so much about these three. Sorry, these three. Because Party of the Revolution does not allow the Communist Revolution, which is this one. Although I do think it would be kind of hilarious to take over the Soviet Union. I see, Mordred has betrayed the will of the people. Then it's time for a democratic revolution. Oh. Unfortunately, these communists are literally in different directions. There are a lot of different political options. This is actually kind of a what's going on here? Because this communist branch doesn't have the same modifiers as this communist branch. And it's this communist branch that I kind of like the look of. Alright, I'm going to regret doing this. I know I am. Now that we're armed with more information... what's his name? Cardenas. Cardenas. And then the third option, which isn't really an option anymore, is the Democrat. Well, it is. It still is. Democratic. Money, 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 money. Seriously. 20% more money. Alright, we're going to have a people's vote. There it is, the people's vote. Let me know. I already know which way this is gonna go. I don't know why I bothered. Is there a focus for stealing your oil back? Yes, there is. This is a really split vote, actually. Getting rid of the fascists has all kinds of equalizing abilities, clearly. Just in case you missed it last time. There's the people's vote. See, people in my democracies can vote twice on an issue. And yes, that's a huge dig at Brexit. It's almost like being able to vote twice for Theresa May's deal. Or against it, as the case was. I'm not liking this outcome, your democracy sucks. This is so split, it's crazy. Like, really balanced. 32 to 38 to 30%. This is so close. So, seriously guys, every single vote matters. Get your votes in. Was the Brexit not today? Brexit itself's on the 29th, but there was a big vote today, as to whether people wanted to support Theresa May's plan or not. And they voted overwhelmingly, no, it's a stupid plan. So now it's going to be no deal, where we just crash out, or a second referendum, which honestly I think is very unlikely, or there's going to be extension, in which case a second referendum is more likely. But unfortunately, I have a really bad feeling we're just moving towards crashing out of Europe, which is going to be very bad for the UK.